This photograph was taken in Indian Wells, Arizona. After the individual sent it to a website that looks into Dogman sightings, no other information was given. All the poster said was that they saw the creature when walking home, and said that it looked like a giant dog. Those who've seen the image have labelled it as one of the best Dogman photos we have. Cryptid researchers who've studied the creature have noticed that it's elusive, and encounters with the Dogman happen very quickly, with those involved more concerned about getting to safety rather than taking photographs. The image shows what looks like a canine-looking creature, with a large head, broad shoulders, black and brown fur, 2 eyes, a nose and its mouth open. Interestingly though, there's no shortage of these types of stories, and for years now people across the world have been encountering a large dog-like creature. This person shared their story. The year of my encounter was 2015, and it happened at the Wise River, Montana at 11:30 p.m. I lived alone, and in this remote location we don't have cable, so the only option is satellite TV. It was a humid summer night in July, and the TV was acting up, so I needed to go out and readjust the satellite. I took a flashlight and a firearm with me. When I went outside it was unusually quiet. I also purchased an AR due to other sightings I've had, but they weren't credible enough to chalk it up to a Dogman. The silence was unnerving. I brushed the thought off and went to the dish, which is in the corner of my yard. I went to work making sure all the wires were alright, and pointing it to a different angle. Suddenly I heard a small snap of a stick to my left, and turned the flashlight to the direction and saw a creature standing there. I got a good look at it for what seemed like an eternity, but if I had to guess I'd say it was only for around 10 seconds. I slowly backed off and ran back to the house, and locked all the doors and windows. The creature was unlike anything I'd seen before. When I shined the light at it, the first thing I saw was the head. It had cropped ears that pointed upwards. Its snout was more narrow than a bear's, and I could see large teeth protruding from the jaw. Its eyes were a deep red shade that seemed to reflect off the light I was pointing at it. The body was muscular and huge. It had long arms that appeared to be longer than its legs, broad shoulders that tapered into a skinnier waist. It was slightly crouched over when I saw it, with one hand wrapped around a small tree. I could make out the legs, which looked similar to a dog's legs. It had obvious hogs. Even with the crouched position, it was around my height, which is 6 foot. Standing up to full height, this creature could easily be 7.5 feet tall. The fur was black and thicker around the neck and chest, and the bottom half less so. I don't know if it was aggressive or not. What I know is I had a feeling of dread unlike anything I've ever experienced. Was it just observing me or stalking me? For a creature this large, it was deceivingly silent. It got within 15 yards of me without me noticing. All I knew was I needed to get out of there and not find out. I don't live on the property anymore, but after the event I've never had another face-to-face encounter. I would hear sounds in the woods I couldn't explain. They would start off relatively quiet and work their way up to furious howls and screams, then back down to quiet again. I don't know if this was the same thing because it could have been local wildlife. Another person detailed their encounter with this creature, saying the following: I live in the northwestern side of Michigan, and we have this legend called the Dogman. It's basically a werewolf. I was 9 years old when this happened. At that point I still shared a room with my sister, and so my bed was on a wall with a big window on the opposite side. My sister's bed was right underneath that window. We were on the first floor of the house, but we lived on a hill so it slanted, and so it's a pretty high window, around 9 feet off the ground. I woke up one Saturday night feeling really thirsty. It was around 2 in the morning, and everyone else in my family was asleep. I was about to crawl out of bed to go to the bathroom just down the hall when I looked at the window and froze. At the bottom of the window there was a really dark shape. It looked like the top part of a Siberian husky. It was big, with 2 points that looked like ears on the top. I couldn't make out any other features. I thought that maybe something in my room was causing a reflection in the window, but this wasn't the case, as the creature then moved. The ears were also twitching, which told me that this wasn't a reflection. The Dogman story is really big here, and we live right in the woods, so I immediately thought it could have been the Dogman. The thing that really stumps me is how anything would manage to stay up by a window that's taller than the average man. Since I was young, I do accept that it was a possibility, I just imagined it, but I really do believe that there was something outside the window. Scotland has the Loch Ness Monster, and it seems that North America has the Dogman. Oddly enough, although it seems there's no way such a creature could exist, every year many people detail their reports. The 7-foot creature has even made it onto the news, but as of right now there's no definitive proof of the Dogman. Believers have said the creature is similar to Bigfoot in that it's elusive, and that various theories have been presented to explain it, from the creature being an experiment that went wrong, to it being an undiscovered species. All we have to go by is a few photographs that eyewitnesses managed to take. So what do you make of the Dogman? Do you think it's genuine? And if not, what do you think these people are seeing? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.